Hey there, my friend, it's Dave Wood, and today I'm going to teach you the secret and the reality to profiting really, really fast. Now, before I'm going to get into this, success by itself is not overnight. However, profiting can be overnight, and it can happen really fast. And today I'm going to teach you exactly how. I'm going to give you 5 keys to doing that, and if you pay attention, I'm actually going to give you some bonuses that are going to help you do that in a bigger and a more powerful way in your life. Now, here's the thing that I really want to get across to you. A lot of people, they talk about, working smarter and not harder. And I don't think that very many people who say that even know what that means. And a lot of times when people are repeating that, they don't actually know what smart work looks like, right? They think that they're working in a smart way, but they're actually avoiding the things that are actually smart. And so I want to clarify that for you and help you do both. And why don't we work hard and work smart? Because if you work hard and smart, meaning by intelligent work, by smart work, you're doing things that actually produce the most money. That's actually what smart work is. It's if you can put this amount of effort here and this amount of effort here, but over here, this makes like 10 times the money. Well, this stuff over here is a lot more smart. Does that make sense? So how is it that you can profit overnight, and how is it that you can profit fast, right? Well, here are the 5 keys. Let's go over them. Number 1, creating revenue is what creates income. So the only smart thing to do in your business is something that is creating revenue, right? If you're going to put your energy and your mind somewhere, it should be something that's creating revenue. And there's only a few things that create revenue. So point number 1, creating revenue is what creates all income. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're a lawyer, you're going to be paying yourself from the revenue that you're creating. If you're a salesperson, you're going to be paying yourself from the revenue that you're creating. If you're one of our affiliates, you're going to be paying yourself to the revenue that you're creating. So creating revenue is actually the only thing that creates income. That's it, right? All the rest of the stuff you do, it doesn't create income. And so number 1, creating revenue creates income. Number 2, selling products creates all revenue. So the way that you create revenue is by selling products. So number 1 is creating revenue creates all income. Number 2 is selling products creates all revenue. That's the only way that revenue is created. You've got to be selling a product, right? Now there can be lots of kinds of products. They can have all sorts of different costs. But the reality is that creating revenue creates all income, selling products creates all revenue. So those are 2 important things to know to work smart, if that makes sense. Now point number 3, you can only sell products in 2 different ways. And this is going to be a big picture. There's actually a lot of mechanical ways to do it, but there's really only 2 ways, and I'm going to talk about the home business industry, and then I'll transfer that over to other kinds of professions. And that dog was barking because the dog is actually saying in dog language, pay attention to these 2 ways of selling, and if the dog barks more, you can sell things in even bigger and better ways, all right? So 2 ways to sell things, right? And in network marketing, once again, the dog is saying sell more things. In network marketing, these are the 2 ways of doing it. You can sell things personally, or you can sell things through teams. That's it, right? So you can sell things personally, you can sell things through teams. Those are the only 2 ways to sell. Everything else that you're doing is probably not a very good use of your time. So here's some things that people do that are not doing one of those 2 things. For example, clicking on your email again and again is not selling anything, right? Going through an info course is not selling anything. Actually, watching this video right now is not selling anything. We can teach you to sell here, and education is important. However, this video is not producing sales unless you sent a bunch of people to this video. Does that make sense? So you can only sell things personally, and you can sell things through teams. That's it, right? Now you say, well, what about systems? Well, selling things through systems would be selling things personally, right? Selling things through systems that work through teams would be selling through teams. So even if you have an office with salespeople, you can either sell stuff or the people can sell stuff, and those are the only 2 ways that things can be sold. You can sell stuff personally, you can sell stuff through teams. That's point number 3, right? So once again, point number 1 is creating revenue is the only thing that creates income. Point number 2 is selling products creates all revenue. Point number 3, you can only sell products in 2 ways, and that's personally or through teams. Point number 4 is this. You want to focus on selling, not on tech, right? Now, I get in this all the time where it's like something's not working and I want to fix it, and I waste 4 hours trying to fix this thing, when in that 4 hours, I'm so good that I could probably produce like $10,000 in sales, right? So I just spent 4 hours worth $2,000 an hour doing something that somebody could do for $10 an hour, right? You want to focus on selling, not on process. You want to focus on selling, not on learning. You want to focus on selling, not on everything else. You want to have time dedicated to learn and most of your time dedicated to sell. There's this old principle called the Pareto principle, which is also quoted as the 80-20 rule, right? And really it's more even in the 20%, there's still 20% of that produces 80% of the 20%, right? So if you take society and you even look at the billionaires, it's like 80% of the income of the billionaires is owned by 20% of the billionaires, right? If you look across society, 80% of the income of society is owned by 20% of society, and out of that 20%, you've got 4%, which is 20% of that own 80% of that, right? And so in your business, you've got a very small amount of things to do that generate almost all your income. And so the things that you're going to do that generate your income are going to be selling, right? Not process. Process work is really low paid work. Selling, creating sales, creating revenue is really high paid work. And therefore, if you want to make more money, you want to be in high paid work. That's what we mean by intelligent work. It doesn't mean that the person who does the more high paid work is actually more smart. It means that they're doing things that make them more money, which is the reason a lot of you are working in the first place, right? Now, you also want to be passionate about what you do, but why not be passionate and make money at the same time by working smart and hard? I think that makes tons of sense. You see that bird? That bird just made that sound because it's saying to you in bird language, sell more stuff and get off your ass, get to work. That's a bird saying that in bird language. Just right now, that's what happened. And so let me go over these 4 points again. Number 1, creating revenue creates income. Number 2, selling products is what creates all revenue. Number 3, you can only sell products in 2 ways, and that is you can sell them yourself and you can sell them through teams. Number 4, you want to focus on selling, not on tech. And what's the 5th point to sell more stuff, make lots of money, and get into profit fast? It's to claim your daily shortcut, which you can do below. And actually, the way that you do that, I'm going to give you really clear instructions right now. Scroll down. While you're listening to this right now, you'll see a field to put your email address. Now, in that field, what do you want to do? You want to just put your email address in there. It's really simple because when you do that and click Give Me the Daily Shortcut, on the next page, I'm going to give you an audio, I'm going to give you a PDF, and I'm going to see how we can help you in your business. Because, you know, I might be able to take your income and take what you're doing in your business and multiply it by a 10 factor, right? By giving you keys to do things in a bigger way. We've done $200 million in sales, and I'm looking to help a new generation of leadership go out there and change the marketplace. So the 5th way is actually to claim your daily shortcut, because 5 days a week, we're going to give you compressed personal development that's going to grow you as a human being and help you make more money by focusing your attention and energy on the right things. And part of the right thing to do is before you work, focus a little time on personal development, and then make sure that your work is structured in a way where it's productive sales, revenue creating, income creating badassness. That's what you want to do. And once again, a bird just made a noise because it's saying, listen to this guy, he knows what he's talking about. I'm a tropical bird. Right now, scroll down, put in your email, and claim your daily shortcut. And then tell me what you learned in the comments, tell me what you're going to focus on, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode.